So, this time I want to talk about nutrition. And I am in Antwerp right now. I am here with my boyfriend. We just moved to Antwerp and I love the city. And this week I want to sign up to a gym again so I can work out again. But I always focus on my nutrition. And there are a few things that I do, and I get many questions from people on Instagram or emails from people, and they ask me some advice about nutrition. First of all, I am not a certified nutrition coach or something. I am just sharing my own experience and what helps me. So, the first thing that I do is intermittent fasting. And this means that you don't eat for a longer period of time. And I do this every day. I don't eat anything else after my dinner. So, after dinner, I I always brush my teeth because then I know I don't eat anything anymore. And if you don't eat for a longer while, so for me it's from dinner until breakfast at 8 a.m., then you give your body some rest and your body can focus on your or use your energy on your healing. And it really feels good. I notice that I wake up without fatigue when I do this. And if you want to know more about this, there's a lot on Google. So if you type in intermittent fasting, there's a lot of information there. And I do this every evening after 6 p.m. I don't eat anything anymore, and I don't eat anything before 8 a.m. The other thing that is important that I do is that with every meal that I eat, I make sure there is some protein, some carbs, and some healthy fats in a meal. So this really helps you to have a more balanced blood sugar level. And it really helps with my energy as well when I do this. When I don't do this, I notice that I'm, for example, more tired after lunch or that I have dips in my energy. So this really helps me. Another thing that really helps me is to eat less gluten. I don't cut out all the gluten in my diet, but for 90%, I'm eating gluten free. And this means that I don't eat, for example, bread, or I don't eat a lot of pasta, things like this. So everything where there's gluten in it. And at first, I thought this is everything, but that doesn't is the case. It's just because, for example, you can still start your day with some oats. There is no gluten in it. You can still eat rice, quinoa, a lot of things. And there are also gluten-free options in the supermarket, of course. So it's okay. It's not that you have to cut out everything in your diet. Another thing that really helps me is to eat less sugars or no sugar, that's best. And of course, there is still some sugar in fruit and everything, but I mean the sugar that's in cakes, in candy, the artificial sugar. So if you are interested in this, make sure to check the label on a product. But there are so many different names for sugar. So if you want to see this or if you want to read more about this, I wrote more about this in my ebook. It's free. You can download it on my website. So if you click on the link in this description of this podcast, you will find it. And there I show you all the names of sugar that can be in a product, because farms or they just want to hide the name sugar. And when they use a different name for it, it's like, oh, there's no sugar in it, but there are so many different names for sugar. So make sure you if you want to eat sugar free, to know all the names for sugar. I think there are around 70 different names. So in the beginning, I just went to the store. I printed out this table of all the names with I printed out a photo of all the names of different sugars because, of course, I didn't know all of the 70 different ones. And then I went to the store, and when you do this a few times, you get used to it. You learn to recognize the names by yourself. So it's a little practice, but I'm sure you can do this. Another thing, I drink lots of water. Um, I think I drink a minimum of 3 liters water every day. If I don't do this, I feel, I don't know, less. I feel I have less energy. I'm not feeling that well. I just feel much better when I drink a lot of water. Another thing that I learned from my therapist is that when you eat fruit during the day, it's better to not only eat fruit. So if you eat fruit, combine it with some nuts, some fats, because if you are eating only, for example, an apple, there is a lot of sugar in it, and then you will have a high sugar level. So if you don't want these ups and downs in your blood sugar level, then it's better to combine those fruits with some nuts. So every time when I eat fruit, I also eat some nuts. Another thing that it's really important is to eat a lot of proteins. Normally, it's like 1 or 1.5 grams of protein per kg of body weight per day. And if you are really exercising a lot, this is even more. It's around 2 grams of proteins per kilo body weight. So make sure you eat a lot of proteins because your brain really needs it to heal. Also, don't eat less than 3 meals a day and don't wait until you are hungry. So, really eat enough and eat more healthy fats. And this can be avocado, this can be fatty fish, nuts, olive oil, avocado oil, coconut milk, flaxseed, hemp seeds, pumpkin seeds. All of the healthy fats are useful for your brain. And another thing that I do is that I eat at least 5 different vegetables every day. Just a lot of vegetables are, yeah, so healing for your body. It's good for your gut, and it's just good for your brain. And yeah, I just feel so much better when I eat a lot of vegetables. And sometimes I make smoothies, so I just do everything into my blender, and this makes it a lot easier to get enough vegetables every day. And the last thing that I do, I know it can be a lot, but you don't have to add all those things at the same time in your diet. But if you feel like, hey, I want to try this, just pick one of them or two of them and see how you feel. And yeah, I think that's a great thing for you. Yeah, to take another step forward, but don't feel overwhelmed by having to add all the things that I just mentioned into your diet. That's okay if you don't do this, but I just want to share my experience, and I think it's just trying what works for you and what works for me. It can be totally different, right? So you can try it and see how you feel. And if you feel, hey, this has helped me as well, great. If you feel, no, this is not for me, also fine, because we are all different and everybody is different. So let me share the last thing that I do. It's that I start my day every morning with some ginger tea or lemon tea. I think it's very important to drink water in the morning right away because you really need it. And it feels great to start it with ginger or lemon to clean your body right away. So these are the things. Let me repeat them because I think it's a long story. So the first one, intermittent fasting. The second one, with every meal, you eat some protein, some carbs, and some fats. The third one, eat less gluten or 90% gluten free. The fourth one, no sugar. The fifth one, lots of water. The sixth one, don't eat only fruit, combine it with some nuts. The seventh one, eat a lot of proteins, 1 or 1.5 grams of protein per kg of body weight. The eighth one, don't eat less than 3 meals and don't wait until you're hungry. The ninth one, eat more healthy fats. And the 10th one, eat at least 5 different vegetables every day. And the last one, the 11th one, start your day with some ginger or lemon tea. So these are my things, 11 things. And yeah, I really hope you learned maybe something new, or yeah, if you are really want to read more about it, or if you want to hear more about other things that helped me, I wrote a free ebook for everyone to learn about 7 things that helped me the most in my recovery. It's not only about nutrition, but about a lot of different other things that helped me in my recovery. And yeah, you can find the link in the description of this podcast, and you can just download it for free. You get it right away in your inbox, and then you can learn about the other things that help me as well. So for now, have a great day. And if you still have some questions, just reach out to me. You can find me on Instagram, the Concussion Community, or send me an email. I will answer to everything, and I would love to help you. So have a great day. Thank you for listening to my podcast. I really hope this was helpful for you. If it was, and if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Podcast, or YouTube, would you maybe do one small thing in return? Leave a short review or thumbs up on YouTube. The more reviews this podcast will get, the easier it is for other people to find this podcast and to feel less alone and lost in their journey. Oh, and one last thing. I would love it if you share a helpful episode on Instagram in a post or in a story and tag the Concussion Community in it. Or you can always send me a direct message. I love to see who is listening. Thank you so much, and I hope to see you next time.